back to WRPB Studios. Theater, documentaries, public television, there's so many things that we take for granted. People don't realize the work that goes behind being able to produce a show or watch a TV show. Joined in the studio today by Jack Sherry of Jack Sherry Screenplays. Thank you for coming in.
Yes, sir. It's nice to be here.
So, Jack, give us a little bit of insight and information about what Jack Sherry Screenplays is all about.
Well, I originally was a lawyer and a real estate developer, but I bought an interest in an outfit called International Expeditions, which did tours and sold tours to zoological societies. They would go to zoos and have programs. And so I got a cameraman and a host and would go on their trips and make documentaries for them. And also I sold them to Discovery Channel. And that kind of got me into the television business. But I found out that I really don't like jungles at all. And but I do like golf. So we ended up making a television program called The Life and Times of Bobby Jones, which took 7 years. But it aired on CBS and NBC. It's basically the story of how the Masters golf tournament got started and the story of Bobby Jones.
Nice. So what goes into putting a screenplay together? Are you the guy that decides that the man out in the jungle is going to be the one that walks around and says, the Amazonian butterfly? You know, is that what the screenplay side of it is?
No, the new one in the jungle is called Echoes of the Ancients.
Oh.
Yeah, I'll tell you about that. But, I just get up in the morning thinking about something, and I start writing. I usually do my writing very early, and by 8:30 or 9, I'm worn out and can carry on with normal activities. But I just get these ideas and enjoy writing about them and entering contests and see what the judges think. So for me, I'm retired, and it's basically interesting.
So it's gone more to hobby now.
The IRS says it's a hobby.
There you go.
Because I haven't sold one of my screenplays yet. So tax-wise, it's still a hobby until. But I've got one right now. It's faith-based called Faithful Focus, and it has a producer, Brad Wilson, who has done Meanest Man in Texas, Colors, and Falling Down, and he wants to produce it. So that's exciting.
That's great.
Yeah, and it's won a couple of contests. It's new. I just wrote it this year, but it just won Discovery, the Hollywood Discovery Awards screenplay contest, and Nashville screenplay contest.
Wow.
Because he said he wanted to produce it in Tennessee. He likes Tennessee for it. And so I thought, well, I'll send it to this contest in Nashville, see what they think. And they liked it. So there's hope.
So you take the time to write these screenplays. How long does it generally take you to put something together?
Well, a long time. Scripts aren't written, they're rewritten, is the old saying. Mm-hmm. And certainly in my case, that's one of them, Pipe Dreams, which has won some international contests. I started in 2010. So that's 14 years I've been working on that one screenplay. But it's a story about Iran's secret nuclear facility and the people that find it. So it's in the news. Mm-hmm. So it's I have to keep changing it because things in Iran keep changing. So that's what happens sometimes. You write a story, and then it becomes it has to be changed because something in the news has happened.
Now, the screenplays that you write, it sounds as if they're all fact-based, informational. You don't do any type of fiction.
Well, I am trying my first sci-fi horror story. Echoes of the Ancients. Back to
Okay.
the jungle, down in Yucatan. It's a story of a group of college kids that did their spring break there, and their hosts, their chaperones, have now invited them back 10 years later because they have become, the professor is now into digging up the pyramids and becoming archaeologically wealthy by finding a crystal skull. But his wife really wants to bring in the end of the Mayan calendar. This takes place December 21st, 2012, because she thinks the men need to be sacrificed so that the new era is the era of the woman.
Oh,
So, Echoes of the Ancients.
very
Yeah.
nice.
Fiction.
So you put the screenplays together, and you said that you enter them into various contests.
Well, that's a good way for the judges to respond and tell you what they think. And so therefore you can get an idea of, oh, well, I need to change it, in this way to make it better. So yeah, I like contests for that.
So you go into the you're entering the contest basically to get critique.
Yeah, and to see what people think of it. If it doesn't get chosen to be in the festival or whatever, then I know that it's not structurally right or something's wrong. But I usually always ask for judges' comments, which costs more. But then you get a feel for how they think it could be better. So yeah, that's usually the way to do it for me.
And then obviously the dream is to take that information, maybe tweak a couple of things that you've done, and get a network interested.
Well, to sell a script to a network, you really need to be in LA, I think. I'm more of an independent producer, or deal with independent producers. But for instance, Brad Wilson, he's a big time producer, and he might be able to get somebody in LA interested in it. So I'm not sure how to do it. Having never sold one and produced a movie, I'm looking to find out.
So let's talk about some of the things that you've done. You mentioned that you were working on the Iranian crisis.
So I wrote a story about that. It's about a female, Jack Ryan, who's lost her husband, but her husband ends up being behind the whole thing. So, it's a thriller.
How do you base the information that you're putting on? There has to be a pretty vast amount of research that you have to do.
Yeah, a lot of research. And I find it's so much easier now with AI. For instance, with Echoes of the Ancients, Edgar Cayce, who was a famous clairvoyant of the early 20th century, especially with regard to Atlantis, is the one who came up with the idea that the Akashic records, the records of all things that have happened on Earth, are hidden underneath the right paw of the Sphinx and one other place, and also under a pyramid in the Mayan jungle. So I thought, well, I've been down to that area in Belize, in Costa Rica. So I chose to write a story about that using his ideas, and AI gave me a lot of help on that. And I bought some books from Amazon about Edgar Cayce. He's an interesting fellow.
So you do your research, you write your screenplay. You've produced a couple of them, you've said, on Discovery.
I produced 4 shows that aired on Discovery. 2 of them were the jungle stories, called, I had a title, Wild Destinations. Wild Destinations Belize and Wild Destinations Costa Rica, aired on Discovery. And then Art Hartman, a treasure finder from Fort Pierce, had a boat, Dare, and he took me on board with the crew, and we made a television program called Treasures of the Maravilla. And then I'm from Miami, and I met a man named Chalmers Goodland, who was in the book The Right Stuff as a test pilot. That he was the first guy ever to fly a X-1 before Chuck Yeager took over. He flew it 26 times. And then they wanted him to break sound barrier, and he wanted money because he was a test pilot. They said, no, that's all right, we'll go get Chuck Yeager. So anyway, he became a friend of mine, and I did a story about him and his interaction with the company called Bernelli, which is an airplane company that made a airplane whose fuselage looked like a cigar box instead of a cigar. And it would have the engines on top away from the fuel, unlike the unsafe planes that we still fly in today where the engines are hanging from the gas tanks. Anyway, Chalmers Goodland spent the rest of his life trying to get that plane made. And I wrote a story called Bernelli, Planes from the Past, a name from the past, Planes for the Future. And that aired on Discovery.
That's great. What direction are you headed in now? So,
Well, I like the faith-based because it's you always have a nice ending, and it's a good story. So Faithful Focus is a good one. I'm writing a story called It's Debatable, based on I went to UVA, and the story's about a Texan cowboy type debater who transfers to UVA to try out for the debate team, and he has to debate a Muslim girl. And so they clash over Jeffersonian traditions of equality and freedom. And so it's about how to debate. And when they get their families, his family's Catholic, hers is Muslim, and they all get together and they have to switch sides in their debate and take the other side. They learn how to become friends without hating each other, even though their ideologies are so different. So that's interesting to me, and I'm working on that right now.
that sounds great. It sounds like something that the world actually could use a little bit of.
Well, that's what I'm trying to do. Is make a story that people come out of the theater and they're satisfied.
Great. So, currently, is there anywhere to see your work? Is it?
I think that The Life and Times of Bobby Jones, which aired on CBS and NBC, it's available in a disc. I don't know where you buy it,
Okay,
but it's a good show.
that's awesome. We're coming around to the end of our time here. What kind of message would you like to leave us with today?
Watch more movies. Enjoy documentaries. And I think that's it.
Fantastic.
People like to watch movies. I do. I watch movies all the time. And so hopefully I'll be able to write a good one, and everybody will go watch it.
That's great. If somebody is interested in the work that you're doing or maybe pitching an idea, how could they reach you?
Well, JackSherryScreenplays.com is a good way, or you can call me or email jrs6103@gmail.com. Yeah, I like to hear new ideas. People give me a lot of ideas, and some of them are real good. And if you're interested in being an executive producer, my new thing now is writing a business plan with Brad Wilson about producing Faithful Focus. So maybe there's an investor out there.
That'd be
that
fantastic.
like them. Faith-based movies have been doing so well at the box office and worldwide. Certain ones are, $500,000 to make them, and they make $10 million, or, things like that. So I have a business plan that itemizes everything, and makes projections. So that's my new thing, is having to do the business plans. I can't just write the scripts anymore.
There you go. Folks, we, like I said in the beginning of this, we see things on television that we take for granted. You know, there's so much behind the scenes. It takes a vision, it takes somebody like Jack to bring those things that we're watching to life. Thank you, Jack, for the work that you do. Thanks for coming
Yes,
in
sir.
and visiting with us.
I appreciate you.
We'll be back.